How you doing, Gemini? I've got your horoscope here for March 2025, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of activity here in the upper part of your horoscope. This is the career sector, and coupled with this energy of Mars in your finance zone, especially late last month when it went back into its direct motion, signaling some forward motion for yourself in terms of your money, in terms of your income, that sort of thing. Mars is not comfortable in the sign of Cancer. So that's a little bit of a problem, but the positive news is that it's picking up steam, and I think those plans that you had financially or in your work are about to be fulfilled. You can see also there on the 4th of March or thereabouts, Mercury moves into the sign of Aries, your 11th house, with Venus to help that vision along. Because this is the zone of fulfillment, dreams. It's also the area that regulates the profitability of your business if you're doing any sort of independent sort of business. It's a great networking sector, but these really nice combinations are a little short-lived, at least in the early part of the month. You see the moon making contact with Mars. That can be a little irritating, but Venus is retrograde. Venus has to do with your expenses. Retrograde empowers it. They're in the zone of profitability. So there's a link there between the profits that you make and the money that you have to spend. So your overheads may be a little bit high in the early part of the month. You'll notice Mercury also later on goes into its retrograde phase, and that will happen around the 15th, just after the full moon that you'll see on the 14th here. That's going to happen in your 4th house. There it is there. Moves into the 4th house on the 12th, getting brighter and brighter there. And so a bit of a balance necessary between your domestic life and your professional experiences at that time. Some important stuff going on there. I don't normally make mention of the node in these readings, but the North Node, which is very much having to do with your education, your principles, your spirituality, goes into its stationary and then direct motion. Normally this planet, the nodes are generally in a reverse motion, quite the opposite of the other planets. But at this time in your career sector, that's a very, very important point. So some perhaps crossroads, a fork in the road of your life professionally. There you have the two benefics, Mercury and Venus retrograde. Mercury for you and Venus are friendly planets. So it is said that when these two planets are retrograde, this can actually empower you. You may still have to take heed of the sort of retrograde motion as a reviewing period, but still that's going to come out positive for you. You'll notice these planets throughout the month go back into the sign of Pisces, but they also have to contend with the sun. The sun will burn them up. So Venus, which has to do with your expenses, it has to do with your love affairs, your creativity, is under sunbeams there till about the 25th. Then that energy diminishes. The power of the sun on both of these planets diminishes. There is what we call an exact conjunction on the 23rd. And so it's all playing out here, Gemini, in this career sector. You're very fortunate to have Jupiter here in your sun sign, because that often indicates a protective energy. So whatever's going on in your horoscope at that time is likely to have the protective guardian angel there, Jupiter, Jove, to help you along. That's also going to help you in any terms of relationship struggles that you've got. discussions that need to be addressed. Those sorts of things are also well supported by this Jupiter. And Jupiter, as you can see, does rule Sagittarius, which is the principal domain of your relationships, marriage, long-term committed partnerships. I mentioned Venus moving back into the career sector. You thought you were going to get a little respite from the working life, but obviously not. Those planets move back in right at the tail end of the Mercury moves in there, I think, on the 29th. And there you've got the new moon as well, signalling a whole new approach to that social aspect of your life. But as I said earlier, this has much to do with the vision you have for your life, what you plan to achieve, your goals and objectives, the end game. And so when you've got a new moon there, it's definitely showing that you're going to readjust that. And probably for the better. The moon is regulating this zone of Mars, which has moved direct, the finances. And that's also a new look at how you earn, what you value. And there could be quite a dramatic shift as a result of these planetary placements this month for you, Gemini. Now, if you want more, there's more over at astrology.com.au. Get your behind over there to find out what else is going on in your life. Lots of free stuff there, daily, weekly, monthly and yearly readings. We've got the newly published Chinese horoscopes. You might want to have a look at that. Drop me a line if you wish. By all means, subscribe. Tell your friends about the channel. It would be nice to have you give us a hand there. And it would be nice to have you back next month. Same time, same channel. Look after yourself. Take care now. Bye-bye.